Thyroid Motherships have finally arrived, and they bring with them some rather spectacular experiences. But all the same, a question has emerged: how many people care, and is it too little or too late? With that in mind, I'm going to go in a slightly different direction to my usual format with this video. Instead of me checking out the Thargoid Mothership for myself, we're going to be checking out what's been going on around the community. We're going to start with Psyche here over on Twitch. And by the way, these are all great live streamers and great YouTubers, so do be sure to check out all the links in the video description. And a great reaction here, by the way, from Psyche. Now, what you're seeing on the screen right here is the center of the Thargoid Mothership. And what I initially thought was going on here is that the Mothership was literally birthing the Thargoid Interceptor, the Thargoid Cyclops here. Turns out that may not be quite the case, and we'll see why further into the video. Slightly further into Psyche's live stream, we get to see the true scale of the Thargoid Mothership, and it is absolutely massive. And those of you who have been around for a while may recognise that it's very similar, almost exactly the same in fact, as the Thargoid bases that were discovered back in 2017. So those weren't Thargoid bases, those things on the planets were actually Thargoid Motherships. And yes, you can see these can be extremely aggressive. Just look at the firepower that thing has. Over on YouTube, Dan K also shows off a bit of the Thargoid firepower. Now, we're not sure if this is actually an attack, but if you're caught within the weapon range here, or the ray, I guess you could call it, you'll suffer some significant heat damage. And we can see the same thing happening from some excellent footage here from Commander Heliax. And another clip here from Commander Heliax showing us the real scale of the Mothership. Just look at that. So very impressive looking areas. These are truly massive. And then heading on over to Alex7, we can see why I think this is not birthing the Thargoids, because they can actually return back inside. So it's either a gateway to the interior of the Thargoid Mothership, or just maybe a porthole to somewhere else entirely. Some very interesting things going on there with the Thargoids. These, as you're probably aware, are situated inside the Thargoid Maelstroms. There's 8 of them dotted around inside the human bubble, and to get inside the center of the Maelstrom to see these Thargoid Motherships, you'll need a Thargoid repulsor neutralizer. These you can pick up. You can see the requirements for these on the screen right here, so they do need to be unlocked. You will need to unlock one of these for each of the ships that you intend to use. So the unlock requirements here are perhaps not too hefty, but they do take a bit of time. And personally, I'm not a fan of Frontier locking brand new content behind a grind wall or an unlock wall of this type. Now, it's very clear then that there is some great content in Update 15 inside the Maelstrom. We'll talk about the other content a little bit later on. Yeah, as you can see, people are very excited about this and very interested in it. Now, there is another subject I do want to talk about. This will kind of bring me on to that, and that is the difference in anticipation for Update 15 versus Update 14. Now, back in Update 14 and I'd say Update 13, there was a lot of interest in where Elite Dangerous was going. With Update 15, however, it feels a fair bit different. And you can see a community post that I put up on my YouTube channel here, a poll asking people just how interested they were in Update 15. The first of these was released a few days ago before Update 15 was released. And you can see, generally speaking, 67% or thereabouts of my community had no interest whatsoever in Update 15. I then reposted the same poll today, once Update 15 has released, so people know exactly what to expect from the update. They would have seen some videos on that. And unfortunately, sentiment doesn't seem to have changed that much. Still, a very high percentage of players don't appear to be that interested in Update 15. I appreciate then that for some people at least, this is going to be seen as a bit of a negative subject, especially right on the heels of a big release. But, you know, I do have the poll results there. I do have to speak to that. Yes, they're possibly only reflective of my community here on YouTube, but that is who I make these videos for. Moving on then, some speculation time. What is going on with the Thargoid Mothership? Well, generally, it doesn't bring too much, at least as far as what players have been able to determine in respects of brand new gameplay. It is a massive asset here that people can explore and kind of interact with, but it doesn't seem that we can directly attack it yet. It can attack us, for sure. We can destroy some of the what appear to be turrets on it. It doesn't react too favourably for that. Additionally, there does seem to be some new materials that can be located on and around the mothership, so likely these will lead to further unlocks in the future. The big news here, though, the big hint for me at least, is the big yellow hole at the centre of this Thargoid. And by the way, the Thargoid mothership, as you will probably have noticed, is exactly the same layout as the crashed Thargoid bases or crashed Thargoid ships that we've been having in the game since 2017 on certain planets. And we've got a rough idea of what the interior of those do look like. But like I'm saying, perhaps for me, the most interesting thing is the yellow area on the back of the Thargoid mothership. This does appear to be a porthole. Initially, I thought the Thargoids were being birthed here, literally from a Thargoid mothership as they were coming out. It seems as though the Thargoid mothership was creating these interceptors. But as we saw in another clip, some of the interceptors do enter the porthole or this yellow area as well and return back into the mothership. So, two things. This is either some type of force field, which is allowing these interceptors to get inside of and exit the mothership, in which case, just maybe in the future, players will be able to enter the interior of the Thargoid mothership and hopefully, fingers crossed, get involved in true Thargoid FPS against Thargoid soldiers. The other possibility is that it's a porthole to some other area of space and that players will perhaps be able to pass through this and enter to the Thargoid homeworlds or the Thargoid territories. Lots of speculation here at this point. We don't know where things are going to go, but do let me know your thoughts and feelings about all of this in the comments section below. As always, I'd love to hear from you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.